Hello people of YouTube, my name is Brad, this is my channel Animate Orange, and this week in 3D metal model news, starting as usual with Fascinations. If you haven't noticed, there are a couple of new models on the coming soon page. It was quite a surprise to me. We have the P38 Lightning, which is another interesting aircraft. They has now landed on the coming soon page. No idea when it'll be available, but with what I hear about them trying to make things show up on the coming soon page a little closer when they're actually going to be available, the hope is not too much longer. That being said, what's ahead of it, which is the Mando models, aren't supposed to be out until January, so we'll see. But the P38 Lightning Icx 143, so it's an Iconics model, two Iconics size sheets, listed as challenging, with a finish size of 5.67 by 7.95 by 3.15 inches height, or translation 14.4 by 20.2 by 8 centimeters. Just a few pictures of it available, not any more detail than that, no instructions as of yet. It just popped up a few days ago. And then we have the Samurai Armor, or I'm going to try and say this, Noe Kanetsugu. Noe Kanetsugu. Maybe I got that right. Samurai armor, a different kind of Japanese armor. Really personally very excited to see that. I know I talked a while back about Tenyo having a lot of different like samurai and Japanese armor. We only had one here in the US. Looks like we've got another one, so that's really cool. MMS 463 is the model number, so it's a Metal Earth model, not an Iconics or Premium series. It's a 2 1/4 sheets, moderate build, finish size of 1.77 by 1.65 by 4.13 inches, or 4.5 by 4.19 by 10.49 centimeters. The last number is always the height. And same as the P38, that's not a lot of detail, just a few pictures of it. I did find it interesting that this armor seems to be sitting on a box. Interesting detail right there. I don't know if it's just because this armor doesn't have any particular shoes or bottom pieces with it, why it's sitting on the box. It's kind of neat looking. I like it, but thought that was an interesting thing to point out. And I will leave links in the description down below to the What's New page so you can see that, or not What's New, but coming soon, because they're not out yet. They're just previewed to be coming out. And something that I accidentally found on the Fascinations version of the coming soon page, it looks like Fascinations is going to be coming out with a 2-piece toolkit. We had the 3-piece for a long time. I've had it. I still use the flat nose pliers. The needle nose kind of wore out to where they weren't grabbing things evenly, so I replaced them, and the clippers broke a long time ago. But it looks like they're coming out with a 2-piece set. It's just going to be a needle nose pliers and clippers. The needle nose pliers are not as long, so I'm kind of disappointed in that, and the clippers are beefier looking, which makes me wonder if they're even going to have a fine enough point to actually clip the parts out, but we'll see. I know the Fascinations tools are not the most exciting thing, and not that many people really rely on them, but they're coming out with a new set, and I thought I would mention it. I'm not seeing anything new with Peace Cool this week, but I am seeing something new from MU, and I think I've heard some people talk about it, and it is a star boat. It's an interesting, very colorful looking boat, model number of YMN116. Looks like it has one sheet that's 250 by 290 millimeters and two sheets that are 250 by 95, so like half sheets. It's 122 pieces. The model is 235 by 40 by 120 millimeters finished size, and then it has a stand which is listed separately. The Starboat has a 6-star difficulty. I'll mention that now. The stand is actually kind of listed separately on their website, and there'll be a link to their website for this. And I think it's a Shawn Mountain. It's the stand. It's acrylic. It has, I guess, a 170 by 230 by 3 millimeter piece and a couple of 65 by 30 by 3 millimeter pieces, and one 130 by 130 by 5 millimeter piece. I guess they just kind of slide or snap together, and it is a 1-star difficulty, and the size of just the stand completed is 170 by 130 by 230 millimeters. It's interesting how they break it down differently. The stand is, I'm guessing, meant to go with that model, though at this point, with them and other manufacturers having different models with different stands, I wonder if you could mix and match. Something that popped in my head while I was reading this or looking at this information. It's a very colorful looking boat. It kind of hints at dragon, but maybe that's just the colors of it. The Shawn Mountain, the stand actually having its own name, and I guess if you look at it, it kind of has like a mountainscape in the circle. Very interesting. I'm assuming they're going to be sold together, because I think this happened once before where they were listed, the stand kind of separately in the same listing, but they ended up being sold together. But if MU or other manufacturers were to sell stands separately, that might be an interesting concept if they make a way that you can hang models in there. But I didn't see this for sale anywhere as of yet, though it might be, and I might have missed it. But it's listed as something that's coming up for MU. I did look around on AliExpress to see what's new out there. I did not see, again, the star boat or the stand for that. I did see a couple of new Microworld models. The first one, I find the name extremely amusing. We have the Microworld Hippocampus model. And while I'm not a doctor, I did have a bit of a fascination with the human body at one point, and I recognize hippocampus as being a part or structure in the brain. So my first thought when I saw this is maybe this model has something to do with the brain, but if you look at the model, it pretty much looks like a mechanical starfish, or seahorse, excuse me. It looks like some sort of seahorse. Why they named it hippocampus, I'm not sure, but I found that very interesting. It is a pretty cool looking model. The first listing I found was about $34. The model number D019, finish size of 8.5 by 9 by 14.5 millimeters, 4 sheets, 143 pieces, and 5-star difficulty. I keep forgetting out of what with Microworld. They don't always show out of what. I want to say out of like 8 stars, so that's not that difficult. A fun little excerpt or piece of the listing, I guess an attempt at English. One of the descriptions it says, and I quote, cute, little smart, know how of ocean citizens, clean up marine garbage with its giant baby bag. Not sure what they're getting out there. That was a very interesting translation. Don't really know what this model is supposed to be other than just some sort of like mechanical decorative seahorse. It's pretty cool looking, and they have something a little more ominous to go with it, the Microworld Octopus Devil. I think this name fits a lot more better. It is kind of an evil looking octopus, but I don't know why the octopus has to be a devil or has to be evil, but there it is. That's what they've called it. It was about $70. The model is D018. Finish size of 23 by 23 by 18 centimeters, 9 sheets, 971 pieces, and 8-star difficulty. So this is a considerably more challenging model than the hippocampus, seahorse, whatever. Originally found both of these models on the Funny Model Store. I also saw them on Magical Model Store. I'm going to just put a link to the one place so you can see the model for yourself. And trust that, you know, if you have your own favorite store that you like to buy on AliExpress, you'll be able to find it on that as well. Or you can just go with Funny Model Store. For what I remember, they're a decent place to order from. And I did see them on Magical Model Store, which I have ordered from them as well. Another model that I heard about but haven't seen on my own, I have to thank Mary Pate for being the first to show me about or tell me about this model. It's an Iron Star Snowy World. And Iron Star had done some models previously where it's like had trees and ponds and grass, and it had all the craft stuff to make all of that more realistic. Well, they've come up with a Snow World version, and I've already seen it built. I've seen videos and pictures of it built. It's a fascinating model. It's on Crazy Toys AliExpress store. But just going to their store myself, I didn't see it, but I knew it was there. Fortunately, Mary provided a link for me. Finished size looks to be 15 by 11.8 by 8.4 centimeters, or in inches, it's 5.9 by 4.6 by 3.3 inches. 4 sheets, 7-star difficulty. Much like the other scenery models, there is like craft stuff that comes with it to make the trees and to make the snow and what have you. And it does come with LED lights. Santi Court sent me a video of this completed model, and I will put a link to that in the description down below so you can actually see a kind of 360 view of the finished model and some close-ups. It's nice of Santi to include that video and send it to me. He does send me some of his builds sometimes. It's really cool to see all these things that I haven't even built yet, and this time I have a nice example to show you. Very cool model. I've heard some good things about the previous decorative models. This one I'm hearing good things about as well. We might have to try this one of these days. I'm honestly a bit nervous about it because of the added craft parts, but what could go wrong? And as far as new stuff, that's all I'm finding this week. I do want to take a moment, even though it's a bit late, to talk about Black Friday sales and or Cyber Monday sales. Black Friday happened yesterday. I've missed that because of the timing of this video. Though I have noticed some of the stores that were doing Black Friday sales didn't just do them on Friday. They're still going on today, possibly for the next few days. Cyber Monday is a thing that's happened for a while. I'm guessing that these stores are just kind of running Black Friday into Cyber Monday, so it's all one thing. I did try to keep a lookout for Cyber Monday specific or small business sales, because sometimes small businesses will do sales on Monday. And I do know that some of these, like At Play Toys is small business. At Play Toys is having a sale, but not necessarily on Metal Earth models, so unfortunately I did not include that in the list. But I did see that Tri-M Specialty is having a pretty big sale. A lot of people have been talking about that. 25% off most items, including metal models, and it's lasting until December 1st. So if there's Tri-M models that you want to get that Tri-M has, now's a good time to get them and go ahead and order them, and you have a few days to do that. For those interested, they are having a closeout sale on Metomix, which is the aluminum brick P-School builds. They're just like little Legos, but they're made out of aluminum. There's some kits. I looked, and they have more model kits than I realized that they had. They have like 2 or 3 pages worth, and it appears that they're closing those out. So they're no longer going to have them. So if it's something you've wanted to try, now's the time. 45% off. Probably the best deal you're going to get on those. And I'm guessing that's just until supplies last. I did notice that Innova Toys is doing a Black Friday Star Wars sale. It's 20% off select Star Wars model. The big catch is you must spend at least $100 to get that discount. And again, select models. So not every Star Wars model, and it's only certain Star Wars models. That sale is running until the 29th, so you have until tomorrow to take advantage of that if there's a number of Star Wars models you wanted to grab and you didn't go through Tri-M, because honestly Tri-M's sale seems to be better. But anyway, with Innova Toys you do need to use code BLKFRI, so Black Friday, if you want to take advantage of Tri-M's deal, or not Tri-M, Innova Toys. But with Tri-M I don't think you need a code at all. And those are the deals that I found right now. Amazon's having all kinds of deals, but I've never noticed any metal models showing up in their online Black Friday or Cyber Monday deals. I did hear a rumor, though I haven't confirmed it for myself, that some Metal Earth models are starting to show up in Dollar Tree. I'm not sure how true that is. I honestly haven't been to the Dollar Tree near my house since March, because it's a small store. The clientele, some of the clientele that tends to frequent there is, I hate to say it, not the brightest of bunch, and not the kind of people I would expect to wear masks, so I'm not even bothering. I haven't been to the Dollar Tree. But somebody on Facebook, I think, posted that they found a model there. I think it was an older model, but hey, something to kind of look out for if you find yourself going to Dollar Tree. see if they have them. I'd be curious to know. Don't know if I'm ready to brave dog the tree or not, but if I do, I'll let you know. Of course, keep an eye out. AliExpress is still having sales. I'm not sure how long they will go on. They probably will continue. Don't know how good they are, but check them out for yourself. And keep an eye out to see if anybody does any new Cyber Monday model sales. If I see anything new, I will try to post it either on Instagram or Facebook or Patreon to let people know. But that's all I found for right now. To wrap things up, there is one comment that was left on last week's video that I do want to read about because I think it has some pretty good advice. I keep talking about making videos for the end of the year for people who've got new models or shopping for new models, and Denise Daniel gave some advice, and I think I'm going to take it to heart. Brad, a couple of comments about newcomers, especially around the holiday season. You've already made so many videos, like beginner's list, quick builds, tools, and tips. They all contain valuable information that would be so useful to beginners. Maybe just remind folks that these videos exist and to scroll down on your homepage to find them. Important to let people know these helpful videos are out there and where to locate them. Your beginnings list is great, and I would like to add a few models that are super easy. 1. The Metal Earth Fascinations Birdhouse. 2. Metal Earth Fascinations Beach Buggy, and lastly, Fascinations Metal Earth B2A Spirit Stealth Bomber. And those are good pieces of advice. I'm not even sure if I have any of those three. I have to look into it, but those would be simple models I could probably put together pretty quickly and add to that list if I could find time to build. I never meant to abandon that list. It's just, you know, I had quite a few models on there to get started. I think at the time I was running through models that I had and was beginning to run out, and then started getting other models to build. Some were given to me from Fascinations to review, and I just kind of shifted gears. No real intent to leave that list behind, but just kind of going in the flow of what was going on. But that's not bad advice. You bring up a good point. I have made quite a few videos on tips and tricks, and I did some videos last year for newcomers, and that was nice. And maybe I should just, if I'm going to do something this year, is just maybe make a video kind of pointing those out and put it at the top of my page, maybe a post or two, just pointing it out rather than continuing to rehash the same old thing. I am still considering, though I wish I would have done it already, making a video for people who are shopping for others. Just a quick video saying, hey, you know, been looking at Metal Earth models, you think your significant other or brother or sister or somebody may be interested in this, well, here's a few tips. Buy these models, buy the cheaper models, buy the easier models to get them started, rather than buying something really difficult. Or if you do buy something really difficult, buy them one or two easier ones to give them a chance to get started. I may think it'd be nice to make a video like that, but we'll get around to it. But you bring up a point there, Denise, and I think I will take that to heart rather than trying to make a whole nother video. Maybe I will post some of the tips and tricks just in daily posts instead of videos, and just kind of point people to what I've already got. Definitely something to think about. Thank you for that comment and that bit of advice. I'm going to leave it at that. I do thank everyone for continuing to watch this channel. Hoping to find some time to do Deadpool. You know, I really thought with me working third shift now, fantastic thing that I could do is the nights that I have off, I'm up all night. There's no interruptions. Everybody else is asleep. I should have no problem banging out some models and putting some videos together. In reality, what I found is I end up staying up late watching TV with my daughter and chit-chatting and catching up and falling asleep in the chair. And if I do try to work on editing or try to work on building, I get really sleepy and end up going to bed at night. I've done third shift before and I handled it fairly well, but that was in my 20s. Now I'm in my 40s, and when the sun is down and I'm not busy physically doing something, I want to sleep. So I'm finding it a lot more challenging than I thought, and I keep keeping myself busy with other things. I am still trying, still putting out these videos. I definitely want to do more, but there's only so much time in the day. So it's just getting to the point now where when I get around to it, to build, and when I get around to editing, that's what I'll do, and I'll put something up. But putting stuff up as frequently as I did before is just not happening right now. Maybe somewhere down the road I'll be able to take a vacation and do a little catching up, but it is what it is. And I'm so happy that I have so many build videos out there already to help people out, and that I'm not just trying to start from scratch here. Definitely want to add to it, but it's going to take time. Again, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters for continuing to support this channel. And as always, keep on keeping on.